everyone, my name is Jaybird and holy fuck. I've lost count of how many times I've tried recording this fucking game today. Probably I think this is the 4th or 5th time I've tried. And every single time... Okay, so last time I didn't make a save file at all, so I had nothing to go back, resume from. So... I would break from the game, and the game would exit, and close, all that stuff. And then I try relaunching it, and it seems like, oh, it needs an update. I'm like, okay. And it doesn't update. And instead, it's like, oh, error updating. Don't tell me the game's freezing. And the game's like, it's like, oh, the files are corrupt. It's like, it worked fine 5 seconds ago. How did all the files get corrupted in the span of 5 seconds? What the fuck? So I had to restart last time before, it inevitably wouldn't let me fucking load the game anymore. And each single time I had to fucking restart my computer because it would not update. Even though, technically speaking, I don't think there even was an update for this game in the first place. So, I'm gonna name myself Lycoris. There's 50 achievements for this game. I only have 12. And one of them is by... And a lot of them are by the name you choose at the beginning of the game. So I'm gonna name myself Lycoris. It's gonna be confusing, but... Oh my god. My name is also Wait, what? Achievement unlocked, thief. Wait, what? Lycoris looks at you. Her eyes are hard. You can't be called Lycoris. I'm Lycoris. You apologize. As well you should. Trying to steal somebody else's name is tantamount to murder. I can only exist because I am Lycoris, not you, much as tables are tables because they are not chairs and cats are cats because they are not dogs. Do you understand? Her eyes burn into you, searing, consuming. The fire in the grate, crackling in the background, is nothing compared to the heat that emanates from Lycoris' gaze. Perhaps you should choose another name. What is your name? Oh! Now we can name ourselves something else. Let's name ourselves... Oops, I accidentally hit the mic. Sorry about that. Let's name ourselves... I have a guide here, so I'm looking at it. Achievement unlocked, budding blossoms. Wisteria, is it? Let me fix my mic. There we go. For some reason, that sounds incredibly familiar. But by the same token, I am sure I have never heard it before. Maybe it came to me in a dream. I apologize, but that name is bothering me. Would it be possible for you to choose something else? Oh my god, you're gonna do the same thing. Let's do... Airy, Achievement unlocked, pretty in pink. You'll be glad to know your older sister is not here. Please enjoy your unmolested life to its fullest. Lycoris nods her head. You can see it shifting slightly in the gloom. Well, Airy, do you know where you are? Shake your head. No idea, you just haven't been here. It's quite natural. Wow, that's about it. Wow, she let me keep the name, Airy. What? Oh. Care to help me? Hooray, we're doing it. Okay, now first, we're gonna record this. Okay. What? Can we resume? Return? Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna examine the tree. Should be more careful. It's good. We're gonna stay with Daffodil. And we're gonna say to her, "You're pretty too."
Excuse me?
I said you were pretty.
I heard you the first time, but ew.
If you heard me, why did you ask me to repeat myself?
Ugh.
Daffodil stared at the traveler, her eyes narrowed dangerously. Judging by the expression on her face, one would have thought the traveler had compared her to a sea cucumber, not given her a mostly sincere compliment. Why couldn't the traveler compliment her? She was cute, but Daffodil didn't seem to appreciate it. Why were women so illogical? It was probably hypocritical of the traveler to think such things, but the years spent selling their wares to swarthy goblins and dwarves had blunted their nerves. Their tact, too.
I don't know if I can spend the night with somebody who's going to try and make moves on me, and such obvious ones, too.
Hey, wait!
Why should I wait? I can see through your plan.
Please enlighten me. What is my plan?
You were acting all nice, agreeing with me and complimenting my awful cooking, just so you could get me alone.
And what do you think I want to do with you now?
I don't know, and quite frankly, I'm not interested. I can't stand men. I only want Madeline.
Ooh, you thirsty lesbian. And I believe Madeline asked you to stay with me.
She asked. She did not order me. I have no reason to hang around.
That isn't a very benevolent thing to do.
Maybe I'm not a very benevolent person.
At least she admitted it. Daffodil gave the traveler one last lingering look of unabashed distaste before she turned on her heels. The traveler watched her back as it vanished, swallowed up by the shadows. Well, that could have gone better. The traveler sighed, leaning back against the wooden pew. What now? They were sure Daffodil had an interesting story or two knocking around inside her head, but it was too late to prize it free now. All because they called her pretty. How dreadful. I'm practically a hardened criminal. There was no answer. The rain continued to fall outside, drumming against the stained glass windows. This was going to be a fun night. Oops. The end! Achievement unlocked. Pretty woman. It appears this story has reached a premature ending. Oof. Daffodil can be quite a nuisance. What do you think, Aerie? You blink. It takes you a few moments to realize the chorus was talking to you. It seems while the tale was being spun about you like a spider's silken thread, you lost yourself further and further amidst its labyrinth and depths. That's the second time I've seen that word this week. Labyrinthine. Stories you have grown to understand can be rather dangerous things. If you become too immersed within the narrative, they can destroy you. Oh dear, were you not paying attention, Mary? Or On the contrary, were you paying rather too much attention? You shivered. Oh my god, she's much too sharp for you. In any event, I'm not satisfied with the way the story ended. There is much, much more that can be discovered yet. What do you say? Do you wish to keep going? Yes, turn back the pages of the story. Don't worry, I won't do anything. I get a lie. Well, the truth is, I sell, herbal medicine. It wasn't entirely a lie. The traveler did sell herbal concoctions that cured various ailments. Daffodil didn't need to know the specific details. It would be better if she didn't ask. If she didn't ask, the traveler wouldn't have to tell a lie. But predictably,
Medicine?
she did ask. Of course she did. Being curious themselves, the traveler couldn't have spotted Daffodil's inquisitive streak from a mile away. We're gonna persist in our lies. Yes, they are for headaches, chest pains, innocuous things, really.
Innocuous,
Daffodil frowned. She did not look convinced.
If it really was innocuous, you wouldn't feel the need to specify.
Well,
I see how it is.
what do you see?
Enough!
Daffodil rose to her feet. Her skirt, which was far too short for a nun's, fluttered.
You really are a suspicious person. Of course, the fact you won't remove your cloak is suspicious enough, but now you won't tell me your line of work either.
I just told you I sell herbal remedies.
For headaches and chest pains, yes, I heard you. But I do not believe you.
She did well not to believe the traveler too. They weren't telling the truth.
I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I am afraid that isn't possible. There are too many unknown elements. I refuse to spend time with such a suspicious person. I don't feel safe. That was a fair enough comment, and it was delivered rather judiciously too. The traveler had expected Daffodil to blow her top, but she didn't. It would have been easy to disregard her if she got angry. In the face of this cold, rational logic, the traveler couldn't argue with her. You can't stay in the church, I suppose. You can stay in the church, I suppose, because Madeline granted it, and in any case, I do not think you are dangerous. If you wanted to hurt me or Madeline, you had ample opportunities already. But I do think you are a rogue, and I do not want to be implicated any further.
But Madeline asked you to stay with me.
Exactly, she asked me. She did not order me, and if it is all the same to you, I am going to go to sleep in my room, that is to say, far away from you. It's nothing personal.
The traveler was convinced it was something personal, but they couldn't argue with the point. Arguing would get them nowhere. All they could do was watch as Daffodil walked away. Her small back was devoured greedily by the shadows until she was gone. Well, damn. Well, that went well. The travelers sighed to themselves, leaning back against the pew. It seemed the dim sound of the falling rain and moaning wind would be their only company during this long, windswept night. Liar, liar, achievement unlocked. As expected, lying will get one nowhere within this tale. Lycoris peers at the book split open upon her lap. The pages are bright white within the gloom and almost seem to glow. Your eyes are drawn to the story despite yourself. The formation of the words split across the page like sand is curious. Even as you watch, you swear you can see the words melting, diffusing, reshaping, and reforming. The words do not remain in the order they should, though you think they would have a touch more property upon being regarded by a pair of human eyes. Maybe you have dyslexia, I don't know what to tell you. That is, if you are human. But the stories in this realm, buried amongst the shelves of Lycoris' impressive library, you are not governed by the laws you are familiar with. There's nothing coming
commonsensical about this. Rather, it is nonsensical. Commonsensical. Everything is like a dream. One story has ended, but another is already beginning to bloom, flourishing from the carcass of the previous tale. Ah, have you noticed? The story is changing again. You stare. How on earth can this be possible? I wonder, perhaps it is the will of the story. Do stories have wills? Are the stories in this library not just stories? Could they perhaps be real after all? That is something I cannot answer. All stories are created by living creatures much like us, and all writers are right to express their emotions. In fact, I am sure this is something you yourself told me in the past. You look at Lycoris, uncomprehending. What does she mean, you told her? You do not have any recollection of that, but you cannot recall your true name either. Perhaps your recollections are not to be trusted. They shift even more uneasily than the words inside Lycoris' books. Though I enjoy our conversation, Zeri, there is yet one of the story to be perused. Would you care to explore it with me? We're going to return to the beginning of the tale. You're gonna examine the tree. I'm going to say... Now we're going to say it's good. We're gonna stay with Madeline. Tell me a bedtime story. It's an inspirational story. Wow. Oh, okay. Hidden endings. Wait. Oh! Oops. Oops, I didn't mean that to happen. I was supposed to do something else. Oops. Maybe I can... Wait, no. I think I have to do this. Okay, now I have to do this. I think. Don't worry. We're going to tell her the truth. Return to the beginning of the tale. Okay. Now I think this should work now. I'll get the choice this time. The choice is to stay... Oh, there we go. Stay with both of them. There we go. We can record this. Yes. Okay. Wow, 21 minutes already. Okay.
You Philistine. I can't believe you would ask both of us to accompany you. No, isn't this a good thing, Daffodil? How on earth is this a good thing? It's greedy. It may be rather greedy, but I like it when people know what they want. It makes it easier to attend to their needs. Of course, there's nothing wrong with indecision, but it makes my job harder. You would be thinking about this weirdo.
Hey, I resent that. How am I weird?
How aren't you weird? You're dripping wet and you still won't take off that stupid hood. It's suspicious. Of course it's suspicious.
The traveler pulled their hood even lower down, obscuring their face in obsidian shadow completely. I have a medical condition.
Yeah, sure, and pigs can fly.
They can in some parts in Praline.
Huh? Wait, what? Really?
No, not really.
Jerk!
Daffodil fumed while Madeline laughed.
You should be thankful, Daffodil. This way we can spend more time together. Wouldn't you get lonely if our guest picked one of us over the other? I am happy we can spend more time together, but thankful? That is quite a tall order, Madeline. Well, maybe not thankful, but I think things have worked out rather well.
The traveler was also inclined to agree with Madeline. Things had worked out rather well, considering Daffodil seemed not to like them in the slightest. At least the younger nun had not tried to kick them. Yet. Those socks, though. Despite being a nun, Daffodil seemed like exactly the kind of person who would kick somebody if she didn't like them. She was rather straightforward about her feelings and was making no attempt to hide her discontent. What a funny girl. It would have been amusing were the traveler not so concerned for their immediate well-being. The traveler pondered. As before, their eyes rested, as though compelled, upon the withered old tree. They swore they had heard a voice emitting from those branches earlier, but how could that be? Trees could not talk. At least, the trees in Praline did not talk. Maybe it was different in Daquis. The traveler did not rightfully know, having arrived in the country earlier that morning. Maybe it would be better to ask Madeline and Daffodil. Does a spirit live in that tree? Is there anything unusual about that tree? The choice doesn't matter for this one, so... Does a spirit live in that tree?
A spirit? What a curious question. If a spirit does live in that tree, it must be sleeping. I've never heard of such a thing. Of course you haven't. Nobody has and nobody will because spirits don't exist.
Daffodil's tone was so dismissive it took the traveler by surprise. They had not expected a nun of all people to make such a claim. You don't believe in spirits?
Of course not. They're old wives' tales, like ghosts and fairies. A lot of these old wives' tales you scorn, Daffodil, are written down in the Book of Marjolaine. They're an important part of Carolinism. Well, yes, you know my feelings on Carolinism, Madeline. Indeed, I know it only too well. I sometimes wonder whether it is a great sacrilege, Daffodil, for you to wear the garb of a nun when you believe in precisely none of our teachings. If it is a great sacrilege, Lady Madeline hasn't struck me down for my sins just yet. Oh, you just wait until after you die.
Oh, that was morbid.
Are you saying I won't get to go to paradise with the milk and honey while you will?
Milk and honey.
I am not saying that. In fact, I very much hope that doesn't happen, but... You're gloating. You're totally gloating. I am not. It is. That's why all people turn to religion. It's so they can gloat. I see it right through you, Madeline de Religios. Daffodil! Stop being such a brat!
Madeline squeaked and cowered away as the younger nun assailed her, poking at her cheeks, at her sides, her underarms. The traveler could not help but laugh. What the fuck? These two women were polar opposites. While Madeline was prim and proper, a devout follower of her faith, Daffodil was a godless heathen. You godless heathen! The traveler themselves was not too clear about the existence of some great overseer, but not even they were this cynical. How could one not believe in spirits? The world was full of them. But that was one of the downsides of being a human. Their eyes had not been made in the same fire that had cast at the travelers, and humans were woefully ignorant about the true workings of the world. They could not see half the things the traveler could, or hear half the whispers carried along on the wind. Maybe that was why humans clung to their faith so diligently. It gave them some way of explaining the world. A world that was often hostile and unhospitable, alien and unfamiliar. Fuck. It was an interesting line of thought, but that did not help the traveler. They had failed to learn anything new about the curious tree. The traveler rose to their feet. The cloak fluttered with the slight movement, and both Madeline and Daffodil blinked.
Do you want to stretch your legs? Or maybe you finally realize you're not wanted here? Daffodil! Ooh.
Daffodil whimpered. Madeline had just poked her in the tummy. My legs are a bit numb, but I'm not stretching them, and I'm not leaving either.
More's a pity. Somebody's grumpy today. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed? You woke me up! I'm not a vassal of the goddess who can run on niceness and niceness alone, Madeline. I need to sleep too.
I just thought... The traveler's voice cut through the playful bickering of the two nuns. It was low and thoughtful, unusually serious, and was able to silence even Daffodil. I wanted to take a closer look at this tree.
I don't get it. Why are you so obsessed with it? I must admit, I am also confused. I've lived with this tree for more than 20 years and have never noticed anything strange about it.
Other than the mere fact of its existence?
Other than that, yes. But it is nothing more than a tree. A normal tree. Isn't it?
I don't know. That is what I am trying to divine. The traveler paused by the tree, pressing a hand against the bark. It was rough to the touch, and the coolness seemed to have drained the warmth from their skin. They shivered. Was this really their imagination? Perhaps it was nothing more than an ordinary tree, but...
What do you mean, divine? You are not a gypsy, are you?
I could be.
Ugh. I thought there was something fishy about you, but it's even worse than I thought. I can't stand people like that. You gypsies are all charlatans. You take advantage of stupid, gullible people to line your purses. What's all this inner eye nonsense? Can't see anything more than we can.
Oh, I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You're making this hypothesis based on the assumption I am a human, just like you. But that is not the case.
What? You?
Daffodil's mouth opened and closed like a fish. Her eyes were wide. She had not even considered the possibility that the traveler might not be a human. That was the conceit of humans. They assumed any creature that walked on two legs and could speak their mother tongue relatively well must have been a human too, even if they couldn't see their face. The traveler supposed it was not an unfair judgment. Humans were the most populous species across Deservier. Other beings like dwarves, goblins, and trolls had only made a scant 10% of the population. Wherever he went, humans dominated. It had been much the same in Praline, where the traveler hailed. Humans were everywhere, but the traveler was not a human. The traveler had kept their cloak about their shoulders, their hood over their face to conceal their true identity, but this was no longer feasible. If they wanted to get to the bottom of this mystery, they needed full use of their 5 senses. 5 senses that far outstripped any humans. The traveler reached their hands up to the hood. As they did so, Daffodil flinched, her eyes narrowed with mistrust.
If you're not a human, just what are you? Yes, I am also rather curious. You're not a goblin, are you?
I wasn't the last time I looked.
Or a dwarf?
Am I short enough to be a dwarf?
You could be 2 dwarves sitting on one another's shoulders.
The traveler snorted. For a girl who claimed to not believe in ghosts or spirits, even the religion she was supposed to serve, she could be awfully imaginative.
Right, I admit that's not the best idea I've ever had, but still. If you're going to stay in this church and take advantage of our hospitality, you should let us know. It's rude to keep secrets from your saviors. What on earth are... Oh, wait. Oops. What on earth are you?
Yeah, what am I? What on earth are you? It was a question the traveler was not unfamiliar with. They had heard it time and time again before they had the foresight to travel with a cloak. It was like their mother had said, "Humans don't trust us. You can never hope to travel the world without facing discrimination, or worse. Becoming a merchant is folly. You should stay here with us." But the traveler had not listened. They were never one to listen to reason. When the traveler wanted to do something, they followed their heart, no matter where their heart led them. Now their heart had led them to this church, and in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. The rain continued to fall against the stained glass, and the wind outside moaned. But above the hum of the weather, the travelers swore they could hear a voice. Oh, God.
Please. Help me. Listen, please.
It was such a humble request, spoken in such piteous tones, but the traveler could not ignore it. This was a voice that had been ignored for years upon years, centuries perhaps, because humans could not hear no matter how hard they tried. They had not been born with the knack. Creatures like the traveler, however, were different. They could listen. That was why they had been born with such long, long ears. What? Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm adorable. Ears to the traveler now exposed as they slowly undid their rain-soaked cape and let it fall to the ground. That's just adorable. That's just adorable. But holy fuck. I'm gonna record this. Yes. Because I'm running out of time. Well, not really, but I don't want to be here all day. I have other things I need to get done. I'm graduating. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode of One Son of Windswept Night and would like to see more of this game, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. Share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!